working it. All right, we'll get settled and we'll get started. We'll probably expect a few more people to straggle in. Hi, I'm Graham Dodge. I'm the Executive Director of Magic, and this is where we are meeting today. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about 1 Million Cups for those who are uninitiated. So the mission of 1 Million Cups is to lower the barrier for access to education, resources, and connections for entrepreneurs. Without the pillars and the core program, the mission does not get accomplished. And the pillars are, this is all about presentations, not pitches. It's about connection, not networking. It's meant to be for the community, by the community. Nobody has ownership of 1 Million Cups Westminster. No one's being paid to do 1 Million Cups Westminster. And we are radically and intentionally inclusive. We meet every week, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. We have 2 presenters when possible. Today we'll have 1 presenter, which means we'll have extra time for community updates from the rest of you. And then we ask the presenters' organizations be less than 5 years old. We do make exceptions to that rule if you're a more established business, but you have like a new initiative or a new product that you're launching. And then we always ask with the question, what can we as a community do to help you? New to this presentation, if you've seen it before, I've added this slide because sometimes we forget to thank our sponsors. So thank you to Jeannie Bird Baking Company for providing the baked goods today. If you're joining us live via Facebook, this is why you want to come in here so you can enjoy those, along with the American Ice Company Cafe, Coffee Cafe, which is actually roasted at their own facility now. So they're doing their own roasts here in Westminster. And then, of course, thanks to my organization, Magic, and our staff for helping to coordinate this here, and then also to start a portal for being our alternate host location. This is our organizing team. Myself, Chris Abel from the Carroll Technology and Innovation Council, Nikki Slinkman from Ting, Jonathan Wheatman, attorney at law, Tina Thomas, her better half is over there from Infinite Love Project, and Julia Snap from Dirigible Systems, and our own Gabby Rose from Magic. So, without further ado, I will invite Justin up from Good Time Health to tell us all about what he's working on. And this is a special treat because he is he's an applicant to the Carroll Biz Challenge. And so if you don't know, the Carroll Biz Challenge is coming up soon, and the applications are due at the end of this month, right, John?
May 31st.
May 31st. So Justin from Good Time Health is going to be one of the applicants that will be competing for a chance to win $10,000 and other prizes. So Justin, come on up and tell us all about Good Time Health.
All right. I guess we should start at the homepage. So Good Time Health, essentially, the way it started was just to make like the best morning beverage ever. Even though you drink it, I drink it more than just the morning. I have it for lunch sometimes a little later in the day if you know it's going to be a late night. But I guess our slogan is Dare to be Different because the coffee and the tea market has been forever there. Coffee was actually discovered a long time ago in the Ethiopian forest, and since then has been forever traded upon the world. So we just wanted to like kind of change the industry a little bit. If you want to scroll down, but yeah, we have no events.
Just tell me when to stop.
This is just a little bit about our products. Keep scrolling. I think that's pretty much it. If you want to go to our shop, I can first discuss like about our products and why we chose our products. We were talking about the community. So our tea, these are just our sample packs. Our tea sourced from Baltimore Tea and Coffee. Our coffee sourced from Holland's Pork and Beans. And do you guys know where Kennett Square, Pennsylvania is?
Oh, yeah.
My brother lives there.
He does. Yeah, that's the mushroom capital in the world.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we get our lion's mane and reishi sourced from there since they feed on logs, like dead logs. You can honestly find them around here, but we got to get them from a third-party tested farm. And we also have to get them FDA tested before we can put them into beverages. We also have cordyceps, which is found in Las Vegas, since they're not East Coast indigenous. Right here, that's like what our monthly bag looks like. So we get, if you take 1 cup a day, it takes about a month to run through that. We have the 5 serving bags. I'm not trying to sell it to you guys. I'm trying to think of a pitch. But yeah, that's our coffee. That's our tea. Everything, like I said, is local sourced. We do a lot of business here in Westminster on the East Coast. We're starting to go toward Arizona, We have some businesses out in Arizona now that do wholesale with us, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee. We really want to hit the California and Colorado market. That's our fare. We do 20% off your first wholesale order. And then we also sell all the marketing and stuff. We have like those cardboard things that we ship with our product. We're about 40 to 50 stores. I see the Hoffa bag. We know the Hoffa guys. They actually helped connect us with we have K-Cups coming soon, and they helped connect us with our K-Cup manufacturer. I'll take it off the website for now. So like a pitch of our company, how we're different from all the other companies. When we initially started, I'm a skier. I do a lot of like fitness stuff, and I start with mud water because that was supposed to like take you off the dangerous coffee, and that was supposed to be like a pure coffee alternative. And before this, I worked in Manhattan for a finance company, and if you know, people are just belted on coffee all day long. So it was hard for me to kick coffee. So I started putting it in my coffee, the mushroom like alternative, and it was like expensive, and it diluted at the bottom. So eventually it was like, all right, let's find something that tastes well and also can fit into the pocket. So that's where Good Time came along. We took all the mushrooms. They had about 8 mushrooms on their list of mushrooms that they used. Pretty much found out which ones we liked, which ones were efficient, and which ones didn't make sense. So we broke it down to 4 mushrooms: chaga, lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps. Cordyceps because it increases your white blood cell count, which helps with sustaining energy. It helps push nutrients over your body, which also helps with recovery. Reishi is a digestion mushroom, which helps with anti-inflammatory properties. 80% of your mood receptors are in your gut, so if your stomach biome is like off the charts, if it's whack, you're going to have a whack brain too. Lion's mane for focus and clarity is a nootropic or an adaptogenic food, so it's great for your brain. The other one we had was chaga. That's not in it anymore, and a lot of people know about chaga chinos, and that's really increased the hype behind mushrooms. So pretty much the chaga market skyrocketed, and if we wanted to have chaga in our mushrooms blends, our price would be higher because of all the hype behind it. Plus, they kind of share the same properties with reishi. They're not the same, but they're both very, very good anti-inflammatories. So we just went with reishi. But our whole goal was to find ways, because these mushrooms taste like, I don't know, lion's mane is the only one that has like a decent taste. People substitute that for crab meat because it's cheaper, but they don't taste good, like unless you do them properly. So we found a way to fit them into coffee or tea, or now even K-Cups. We're working with, if you guys know where Beer Farm is in Olney, we're trying to get a beer with our mushroom mix, and we've done it before, we just haven't done it legally, but it definitely works. The whole thesis is with the reishi with the digestion and the cordyceps with the recovery, that the hangover should be pretty much minute. And believe I drink a lot. I didn't get hangovers, so that was a goal. We're working with pre-workouts because it is like a workout supplement. So we're working on that. There's a lot of different directions we plan to take it. We have a tincture that's getting released soon, which is the oil, like it's pretty much the alcohol distillate that breaks down the mushrooms. So you can have it in like a nice little, that you add to your own coffee. You can add to anything. We have a mushroom powder that we just released. And we're just trying to reach many stores. They help you get your word out. It's pretty much free marketing doing wholesale. The only thing, I guess, talk about doing stuff differently. Every single mushroom company, we looked at how they market, and they spend a lot of money on packaging and a lot of money on boxing and a lot of money on influencers to like promote it on Instagram. But we're all kind of broke. We can't really pay to afford like influencers on Instagram. So we didn't do that direction. We decided to be the first mushroom company that actually goes into stores. And since starting about a year ago, I probably walked in and just pitched to 3,000 stores now. That's how I can like very comfortably come up here and talk to you guys. We've done events all over the East Coast. Me and my buddy drove from here to California and stopped at every major metropolitan city on the way and just pitched. And we saw that's like the best way to go. People see it in a grocery store, and they ultimately, like, no matter what it is, you could sell the most highly addictive thing, but people see it in a grocery store, they think it's good for them, and they think it's like the best thing ever. So that's what we learned with that. We try to cut out the influencer market and really just focus on like finding the best way to reach the end consumer, and that's essentially where Good Time came from.
That's great. I applaud you for not only your you're hitting the ground and doing the legwork and traveling, 3,000 miles, right? And going door to door. That's amazing. And 3,000 pitches. So stay right there. So if you're joining us on Facebook Live, you can ask a question in the comments, and Gabby will read it out loud here. Who wants to kick us off with any questions for Justin? John, we have
like production questions. Where do you make this, and is it just a matter of blending the mushroom with the coffee to get the end product? I want to know more about that.
Yeah, so because of the Cottage Act, I'm sure some people here have to know about that. We don't do any of the coffee roasting, coffee grounding ourselves. We also have been asked this 1,000 times over, do you guys grow your mushrooms? And we actually do not grow our mushrooms until we can have like our own facility where every single batch is getting tested to ensure like the high quality. We just, it doesn't fit into our budget. Because of the Cottage Act, we can't grind and we can't roast our coffee. So we work with Hollands. I don't know if anyone that goes to Hollands, but they have the best coffee. And Westminster, I would say. I saw your, not to hurt your
sponsors.
Yeah, sponsors, but I gotta support them. And then tea, we just buy our tea wholesale from Baltimore Tea and Coffee. So we just mix it as of right now, and we actually operate out of my house. We met up with the FDA. They came, checked out everything. You know, we have to keep it clean. The sad truth is, we probably keep our house 10 times cleaner than any shared kitchen. That's what they also, like, our rep told us. If you guys know the Registrar Corp, that's who we work with hand in hand. We also work with LegalZoom to make sure we're not doing anything wrong. We have a lot of Zoom calls with them to make sure we're up on all of our papers. And yeah, we just essentially, right now, we're just a mixing and packing. That's all we really do. And our goal, though, one day is to have a full facility where we roast, grind, do direct trade with like farmers in Colombia, Vietnam. Tea, I don't really know what we're going to take that big time because tea's tea. We would just eventually find our own farmer, I guess, that does all that instead of doing it through someone else. And yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Evan, do you have a question?
Where can we get this locally around here?
Yeah, so Kelly & Co., the boutique, Hans. We were in Santoni's, but they dropped us for whatever reason, so a little Durham. I can't. Around here, Eddie's. I think we're. Yeah, Eddie's in Roland Park. Both locations. Yeah. Kenny's Marketplace, that's in Pennsylvania. We're about to be in all their 5 stores. A&A Market in Gettysburg. That's like within a 30-minute drive. Mm-hmm. I can start telling you, if you want to go on a road trip, I can tell you some places, but that's just local.
Every single store.
Yeah. Vicky's like,
So tell us about the taste and the consistency. Like, I'm an avid coffee drinker, also sometimes espresso, depending upon the day. Mm-hmm. So what, and I've heard about mud, but like how does the mushroom blend impact like the consistency and the taste?
Yeah. So being a Carroll County native, like I was born and raised here, I know the typical demographic of Carroll County. Mm-hmm. Definitely not our target market. And our first market ever was in the Ag Center, believe it or not. That's where we started, and they gave us our first shot. We killed it there. And the people that would come would be like, ew, mushrooms? We're like, just taste it. And these are the people that are drinking creamer with a side of Folger's coffee. So like the cheapest coffee you can get. And they're drinking this black. And they're not just like drinking it black once out of a sample cup and liking it, like they're repeatedly drinking it black, which is our goal. The cordyceps have a sweet essence, so it almost takes the need out of needing creamer out. Plus creamer leads to, sugar is one of the highest addicting drugs out there, and it's awful for your body and mind. So if that answers your question, if the Carroll County natives can drink it black, I think anybody can drink it black. It's pretty good. We have people that we're meeting pretty much all over the country now that, I can probably list off 2 people I met personally that bought coffee from France, because France is supposed to have some of the best dark coffee out there, and they stopped buying theirs for ours. So I think it's pretty good. And the coffee the mushrooms take all the acidity out of the coffee. The coffee is already a low acidity, but it takes all that out. It gives it like a full essence. Same with the tea as well. So it's like a nice way to hide it, I would say. It's like putting vegetables in a fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
Laurel?
Got 3 things, so help me remember that there's 3. Okay, so first, wondering if you've connected with Tiambe at Cultivated and Ellen at what's her creperie place called?
French Twist.
Yes. I think they would be two good contacts, one in Westminster, one in Sykesville. So I could give you their information if you want to afterwards.
I definitely went to the French Twist, and
Okay.
she was traveling home. I forget where she lived, where I was born.
Friends.
France, yeah. So she was traveling home, so she wanted to wait till until they were done the renovations, and she was back like in America. I don't know the other one, so you wouldn't mind.
Tiambe Cultivated. Yeah, she's just a walk away. I could walk you down afterwards. And
Okay.
introduce you. Yeah, she's great. And then we are on the same page because I talk about brain health. I had lion's mane in my tea this morning.
Nice.
And I run retreats, and I'm always looking for little gifts to put in the gift bags. So I don't know if you have little
Yeah.
samples that could go in gift bags.
We're gonna
And-
go to our shop.
Okay, awesome.
We have
Yes, I came
5
out
serving bags, and we have 30 serving bags. We have 1 serving bags too that we give away to shop owners just because that's like our lost lead. They try it and they like it. So we can figure something out for sure.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know how quick your turnaround is, but I have a retreat on Sunday, so.
Oh, we're fully loaded.
Okay.
Anytime you need, give us 24
Talk
hours.
about that afterwards, and then lastly, I run a podcast, so I would love to interview you because I think what you're sharing is really important for the brain health audience.
I love to be just a warning that I got a loose cannon of a mouth, so
That's
you
okay.
never know what's
It's
gonna come out.
okay.
But yeah, I would love to do that.
It's- Just to clarify, your coffee, like when you say you're using Hans Pork and Beans coffee,
Yes, sir.
you're blending it with the mushroom blend. You're not just reselling the coffee by itself in any way. It's all blends with the mushrooms. right?
Yeah, so we get their coffee at a universal ground. We get our mushrooms, pretty much the mushrooms come extracted. So that means they dehydrate them and pretty much fine powderize them. We tried to do that process on our own, and we burnt through about 6 blenders before we called it quits and just ended up buying it from other people. But yeah, so we essentially just mix the ground coffee with the pretty much the mushroom powder, and we mix it till you can see. So like if you have the easiest way to describe this is if you have a Keurig pod, when you put the mix in, you can almost see like the mushrooms, and when you put them, like when you pull it out to dump it out, it's just the ground coffee left. So there's no, you can see the mushrooms, and you can see the before and after difference.
Do you sell just the mushroom mix by itself or no?
We just started doing it,
Oh.
but we're only doing that for wholesalers as of right now.
Oh, okay.
For sustainable packaging.
Gotcha.
If you guys know BD Provisions, it's in Severna Park. They were the first ones we did it with, and they do everything out of a mason jar. And you can like pick it up per the pound and then pay per pound. So we ended up doing that with them. Works pretty well.
Richard
Is
Turner.
there-
Tell us the story about how you hooked up with Hans. What was the connection like, and how did that evolve?
I love Vicky. If anyone knows Vicky, everyone in there that's awesome. I love them all. I literally just walked in, and we had a different coffee supplier, and I was just like, I talked to the manager or owner, and Vicky was like, "Wow, that's me." So we sat down and started talking. She gave me a cup. I was like, "I like this," and I didn't even like go to buy their coffee, and she was just like, "How about this? I'll put your product in my store, but I want you to use my coffee." And she was, "I think you guys are going to go pretty far with this. I would love to be able to work with you guys." So I was just like, she was the first person to say something like that to me. So that was really nice to hear. So that's why we ended up working with them and growing with them.
Vicky.
Can you tell us about the name of the company? How you got to that?
Yeah. So actually how this whole idea generated is my buddy actually designed that. I can find a picture of our original. He drew it by hand, and then we paid someone to do the logo. But how it all originated, my dad had a brain tumor, and he ended up dying. And I kind of saw how Western medicine is good for what I believe 5% of ailments. And what I mean by those 5% of ailments is like people that are just born screwed, you know, like my buddy has type 1 diabetes, and he was just born with it. And like he needs Western medicine, he's going to die. But 95% of the ailments are just American-made ailments because our food is trash. Like people just have awful habits and stress. Stress is worse than alcoholism. So like, I guess that's essentially where Good Time originated. Right now, we're just a coffee and tea. It's not the end-all, be-all. Like we say, if you supplement our product with a good like workout regimen, an 80-20 diet, maybe even a 70-30 diet, and just a happy mindset, like they will take you far. The mushrooms help you get to the happy mindset. You just gotta take the actual steps to get there too. But that's kind of where Good Time came from, because I wanted something that was like easy to say, but like, I don't know, there's not enough good vibes out there. And there's just a lot of like bad vibes, and this is
You're in the
kind
right
of what we're going across. So it all kind of was like I said, right now we're not the end all be all, but the goal with Good Time, the parent company is Innovation Enterprises, but the goal with Good Time is to straight up find a lot more preventative measures to combat against the 90%, 95% of ailments out there, which I think there's a lot of preventative stuff that can be done that's just looked past.
Have we any questions on Facebook? Yes, Eric, go ahead.
Your mushroom suppliers are local?
Kennett Square.
Kennett Square, the lion's mane or ratio RES, the or cordyceps. Cordyceps means winter worm, and they're indigenous to China. So essentially it was a worm that would crawl on the ground in winter and would die, a little Frito-like thing would pop out of its head. And that's where that came from, but now they're farmed in Las Vegas.
Okay. Because we've been to the Baltimore Farmers Market, so I walked around there just last Sunday, and tons of mushroom suppliers if you ever.
See, we tried that route, but like I said, if just some Joe Schmo picked them or like grew them, we got to get them tested.
Oh.
And testings, if we got to do it ourselves, is expensive.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's all
That's a goal
regulated.
though.
They need to be certified and
Yeah.
regulated. Okay.
They actually get tested twice, FDA tested and third party tested. So the other reason we do that, we pay for that, is because like Mudwater, I know everyone, that's the biggest company out there. They use a lot of money in Instagram marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They use oat fed mushrooms, which essentially means it's like 30% of the nutrition in the mushrooms. I don't know how to word that without sounding like losing everyone's attention, but it's just like very low quality mushrooms.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah, in terms of market perception, what are the kinds of obstacles that you've encountered, and like confusion with like magic mushrooms, like prevalent disposition towards mushrooms?
We get asked too many times. I mean, it's that growing conception, and I love to see how it's like starting to grow because people are starting to slowly realize, even from when we started a year ago. A lot of people ask about magic mushrooms. First thing I tell them is there's no magic mushrooms in this. Caffeine and lion's mane are technically psychoactives, but not in the sense of psilocybin. I guess, yeah, people are a little hesitant to try it until they do try it and they like it. The only marketing thing we have trouble with is because of the mushrooms, we're more expensive than any other coffee in the store. Zeke's is about $17 to $18 a pound for 16 ounces. Four Sigmatic, we're cheaper than them, but they're a mushroom coffee, so that's just, they're not in that many stores anyway, so I don't know why I said that. But like Death Wish, they're like $21 to $22 a pound. They're very strong coffee beans. Our goal is to try to reach them, but since we're more expensive, it's kind of, people see that, especially in the state of economy we're in. People don't want to necessarily spend extra money until they try it. So it's kind of more just getting people to try it. So we've been trying really getting more lost leads out into stores, as in giving them a percolator and samples so people can try it themselves, so we don't have to delegate people to go there. But yeah, that's kind of the hardest thing. It's just getting people to try it and then wanting to spend $25 a pound. But once they do it, and if you stick with it for a week, I will say you go back to a normal coffee and it's not the same. So once people are on it, on our website, I'll just say on our website under our monthly subscription or under our shop, you can buy our bag. And since it's a 30-day load, there's 13.3 grams per serving. It takes about 30 days to run through it. If you do 1 cup a day, you can join our monthly subscription, and we've seen that go up. And where we auto ship it to you, and you get 10% off per order.
Is that part of the coffee and tea club over here?
Yeah, so this is another thing we do. Every dollar you spend, you get a point, and every 10 points, you get $1 off. Just for joining our site, you get 50 points, and then you can get $10 off, $5 off, and $1 off vouchers with your points that you add up. But this is a complete, if you go to shop, and then if you just scroll down to right here, click. When we first started, this was all we could offer because we were buying such small batches. But I think we're going to slowly increase that to 15%. But a lot of people have been getting lists, getting auto shipped every month. And as of right now, you're only saving $2.50, but that's still $2.50 you're saving. And yeah, it's just because of that though, we've learned is working. That's increasing a lot, so that means people are liking it and want to keep it like including into their daily habits.
Do you have a challenge with keeping sort of a suspension, if you will, with the coffee and the mushroom mix in the bag, so that if I'm scooping some out, I'm ensured to get the right ratio? Do I have to like shake the bag each time? Like, how does that stay consistent?
We do pretty well. The only one that does have issues is the hibiscus tea, because it's like a flower. So sometimes the mushrooms do like to settle, and we're working on that, but we haven't found a fine way to do that yet. But yeah, the coffee's fine. The coffee's really easy.
Yeah.
We've had people ask for whole bean, because coffee connoisseurs know you buy the beans whole, you grind them yourself. So we're working with the ex-CEO of Starbucks. He's a really cool guy. Four Sigmatic really is our only competition. They're the only ones that have fully brewable mushroom coffee, and they have a whole bean. And he thinks they did that just to grab that market share, but he doesn't think it's actually like gonna help you in the way it should, because he thinks it's just a lie, kind of. But we're working. But yeah, that's kind of like the analogy you were saying. It's like a whole mushroom and then just a little fine powder. It's like trying to mix marbles and sand.
Yeah.
But with this, since it's all sand, it's easy to mix.
Yeah. Yes, Tia Thomas.
Hi, I'm a mud girl, and I even did a little mini video for my friends so I could show her how to stir the mud water.
Mhm.
Their market position is in a coffee alternative.
Mhm.
It appears that you are not a coffee alternative; you are a coffee additive.
Yes.
So and with mud water, it's all powder. It has cacao in it. It has like some really good stuff in it. Although now you're making me question the mushroom ratio. But but I put it in my cup and I do the stir and I'm done. With you, it looks like there is a brew or steep necessary process.
Yes.
So I'm curious
So that
what market you're trying to target, saying that people are aware of mud water because it's their positioning is alternative to coffee. So what market are you trying to hit? What is your spin?
Alrighty, so what we're trying to hit is essentially, so yeah, they are a coffee alternative. My analogy from the get-go was, that's cool, but why cut out coffee? Coffee's good, so why not find ways to make the coffee better? So they're kind of going for if you look at all their demographics, they kind of have the more hippie demographic, the people that you would presume would buy mushrooms. Our demographic was that market's already kind of saturated. People that are going to buy, they're going to buy it no matter what. Let's go for the people that love coffee and try to change their mind and get them to drink our coffee because they see the benefits of the mushrooms and they still have the coffee. And I know a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people that drink mud water, that mix it with the coffee and it dilutes in the bottom, and that kind of is the whole purpose of, like, you're not supposed to get coffee with the mud water. You're supposed to not have coffee, but it just doesn't taste good, and it's all perception. And if you like it, hey, that's all on you. But for the most people we talk to, it doesn't taste good, and this is just an easier way to infuse into your diet. And on top of that, not to talk smack, but they're based out of Arizona right now, out of Tucson, Arizona, is where one of their headquarters is, and that's where the owner is. I know you used to buy, with the owner. And we almost got to meet him, but his number one selling store out there discontinued mud water to sell our product. So that kind of speaks on everything that needs to be
Interesting. So
said.
is he investing in you already?
Pardon?
Is he investing in you now?
No, I don't want him to invest in me. I want to beat him.
So, besides the what happened to your father with the brain tumor,
Mhm.
what else in your background has sort of launched you into this, or inspired you, or is driving you now? Is it a certain education background? Did you go to business school? Did you learn chemistry? Like, what else about your background fuels your passion for this?
Well, I went to the tech center first for engineering. That was cool. My teacher told me straight up, like, I have too much. I'm not going to be an engineer because I have too much personality. So, yeah, Mr. Tobias, one of the best teachers I've ever had in my life. And at the time, I didn't believe him. But little did I know, I went to school for engineering at York, and didn't go too well. I failed out of chemistry, lost my scholarship, so I transferred to Towson, and I did 2 majors of management and business analytics. So it was kind of like studying. I was pretty good at math, but science was trash. I was not good at science. I failed pretty much every science class. So then,
You sound like a quintessential entrepreneur.
to make money to be able to party in school, I worked cab tutor, and I worked at a yacht club. And being a dock boy at a yacht club, I got to meet a lot of rich people, and I got to see how they live and how they like interact and how they like. It was kind of like the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and they gave me a lot of lessons. So that was kind of pretty cool. And I worked a VIP photography job too. I got to be around, I got to meet Obama, got to meet a lot of really cool people. And just seeing the way they lived life was I don't know. I had that 9-to-5 job in Manhattan for that finance company for about a year and a half. And literally after that, I was like, I want to do this the rest of my life. There's a reason there's people that live like this, and there's people, it's just literally all about compounding habits and what you invest in. And I'm not talking about stocks, I mean yourself. And I was just like, well, if I don't start now, I'm probably never going to start. And then everything that happened with my dad kind of taught me that life is short. I'm going to die whether I live like him. I could literally be a crackhead, or I could be a billionaire. Regardless, I'm going to die. So what does it matter? So then I really started looking and reflecting on life and seeing what I've done and what I haven't. It was when I get to that point where I die, whether it's a week away or 50 years away, I want to be happy to say I did it. So I could literally die tomorrow, and I don't have any. As of right now, I don't have anything that's holding me back. I'd be completely happy with going. And a year ago, before I started doing this, that wasn't the same answer. I was very insecure. I couldn't come up here and talk to you guys. I would be shaking. I would have been standing right outside that door, shit, should I do this? Yeah, life changes. I took those steps and actually pushed myself to do something hard.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we have one more question. What can we as a community here in Westminster do to help you?
Stop drinking mud water.
I'm already on board, I guess. I'm more of a tea person. I'm not a big coffee person. So
Well, he's got a product for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying the tea and also trying to get a hold of the powdered mushroom
That sounds
to
awesome.
add it to other things.
Yeah, we got a tincture as well.
Ooh, yay.
Not released yet. We're playing with it, but it's almost ready.
Okay. I got some stores for you to be in.
Perfect. Thank you.
So besides not drinking mud water, anything else? Can we follow you on Instagram and
Yeah.
share and
Follow goodtimehealth_health. It's all on the website, goodtimehealth.com. I don't know how we got that URL, but we did. So that's a sign
Yeah,
too.
really.
Above above. But follow us out. If you have any connections, that would be awesome. And that's just kind words and well wishes, and hopefully one day we get where we need to be.
Excellent, great job. All right, so we got some time for community updates, and you're welcome to hang out and hear what else is going on in the community. Does anybody want to get us started, or do we want to take a little break and get coffee and then regroup in 2 minutes? Yeah, this is a 2 minute break. And if you do want to do an update, just come let me know.
What was her name?
Justin.
So I'm gonna pop some bottles. I going into my final. I had a 92 minutes of very long. And I had what she called a class. Yeah, it's worth more than the class. There. So she called it a class. So I did that everything.
You get a choice of a different travel. This is lined with plastic, so it's not really super hot. This is
Thank you.
As you have kids, we love your logo.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are both yogas.
Congratulations.
Also,
I try to do that,
but
but they didn't want me. No, sorry, I wasn't serious.
I wasn't supposed to be over here, but I'm like, I finished.
It took me 8 years to get my certification. I did it real slow.
update for this challenge?
Yeah, we got a couple more applications.
Did Richard want to say something about his thing that he was trying to coordinate? Or no? I guess he left, right?
No, I mean, that's more inside baseball, I guess.
Okay.
It's like $500 training.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was like 1 year into training, and then after 8 years, I had my.
I tried to send your sign on, I got a 90.
Yeah.
Tina, do you have an update?
I'm going through.
Yes, I do. For Infinite Love Project, BeKindSign.com.
My
The
guy
statistics
today.
you don't have.
So I'm gonna ask that.
There isn't a final because you're doing your signature assignment, so there was no final.
In Costa Rica.
There was
Yes,
a class,
very
and
legal.
that was
In
it.
Jamaica.
So, not in school.
We're taking out
He's so much excited.
We have like a whole person that's like lined
Yeah.
up. We're going to do
So
like 5 grams of
we
mushrooms. It's a
actually
lot.
found out
But,
this week. Or
I would say
not
this is the
today.
place to do it. If you
Apparently.
got a week there, do like a two
Ready for your artwork.
Oh, no, was she not supposed to have drawn on it before? Was she supposed to have waited? Oh, okay.
The whole focus is how.
We'll talk after.
Did you want to do an update?
Thank you.
Comment on
Mark, oh, you're gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was your name?
That's all right. Well, no, if you want to.
Yeah, we'll talk after.
Laurel, do you have any updates?
Thank you.
Like, we don't know. We're like, don't tell the students.
What's your website again?
Root causology.
So.
All right, so let's get settled and we will do some quick community updates. John Wheatman has an update about the Carol Biz Challenge. Come on up, John.
I do.
Just let me know if you need to move the.
No, we're probably good right here. Thank you, Graham. Carol Biz Challenge. Have you completed your application or you're working on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. That's good because applications are due May 31st for the Carol Biz Challenge. It's the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce signature business pitch event, which happens in August. But what I'm going to talk about today is applications due May 31st. Probably 85% of the applications come in the last 6 hours of that window, by the way. People like the chamber and work on them. So what is it? If you're selected as one of the 5 finalists, you live pitch on stage right down the street here. And as I've said many times, if you're into Nervous Energy, it's the best show in town. There's a lot at stake. The winner gets $10,000 cash, plus at least that much more in goods and services. There are 2 other prizes. There's the People's Choice Award, voted on live by the audience. That's over $2,000 cash. And thanks to United Way of Maryland, it's up to $5,000 this year for the Changemaker Award. And you don't have to be one of the 5 finalists for that. Anybody who applies is eligible to win the Changemaker Award, where the criteria in essence is, what are you doing for the community? What's going to have the biggest impact, the biggest change, positive change on the community? So sometimes people ask me, John, and they say John because that's my name, what if I enter and I don't win? So let's talk worst case scenario for a minute. If you enter and you don't win, the worst thing that happens is you have been forced to refine your business idea simply through going through the application. And it's the information you have to put in. You got to think it through, get you well started on your business plan. There's that. Also, there's a meet and greet of all the applicants and so many of the business resources available to startups in this community. So worst case scenario, you apply, you don't win, you refine your business idea, and you make some incredibly valuable connections into the entrepreneurial community here. Best case scenario, you win, you get 10 grand and $10,000 in valuable goods and services. So May 31st, check out carolbizchallenge.com. Apply, and hopefully we see you on stage.
Any questions for John? All right, thank you. All right, Tina and Eric, Be Kind Sign.
Hi, we're BeKindSign.com, Infinite Love Project, out there trying to spread some kindness. We're grateful for all of the collaborations that we have in the community. It's not just us making signs anymore. It's participants in the community who are also making signs. We have collaborations where students, yoga studios, and local libraries are helping residents and community members infuse positivity into their sign by painting their own. We put together a holistic workshop that brings mindfulness and positive energy to you. We have an official Be Kind song that's been written to us, professionally produced. And we help you remind yourself to be kind to yourself and then to be kind to others. We just were able to purchase a new van to help us with our double vending scenario. So we're looking for someone who is willing to wrap it for us at a fairly easy price as we ramp up production and find, we're also looking for a new location. We need a place where we can where Eric can play in the paint and the sawdust. Looking for about, 1,000, 1,200 square feet would be helpful. Anything, like hanging around Westminster that's not being used. If you know anybody, please plug us in. That's our current need, is the wrapping of the new vehicle, used vehicle, and helping us find some more space so that we can grow this thing.
Any questions?
Yeah.
All right, and Laurel, you want to come up and give us an update about root causology?
I'm Laurel with Root Causology, and I help women optimize brain health, reduce dementia risk by addressing root causes and creating therapeutic partnerships. So, last call for the Sunday Under Resources retreats. Last call for the Sunday Brain Health 101 retreat. Hopefully, in the gift bag will be some of Justin's mushroom coffee, or I'll probably do the tea, but we'll talk. We'll figure it out. Also, breakfast and lunch are included. The focus of that day is really to take the big ideas that have been demonstrated through thousands of case studies now to improve brain health. And in those case studies, they have actually taken people who have documented decline and reversed it. 80% of the people that went through the protocol reversed their decline, 80%. So there is no drug that can claim that. The best that the drugs out there can claim is that it sort of slows the decline a little bit, slows it, not reverses it. So my goal is to get to people in their 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s so we can prevent the brain changes, which we know occur decades before symptoms appear. So this retreat is to take all the big hard stuff and make it simple so you walk out the door with a plan. And so that's the pressing thing time-wise. And then I want to make sure that I connect with people who have a nonprofit. So the girl that was here 2 weeks ago, I don't know how to get in touch with her. It's a young girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Diana.
Connect on to us.
Yes.
I got you.
And so I have 3 Karma Yoga days. So one coming up the end of May, one in August, and one in October. So anytime there is a 5th Tuesday in a month, there is free yoga, and anyone who wants to give a donation, we have a nonprofit that we partner with. So I need to partner with some nonprofits to make that happen. So we'll connect afterwards. So I think that's all.
Any questions? All right, thank you. All right, and I will just do a quick update for Magic. You may have noticed our layout here is a little bit different. We're just trying this out because we set up this way for the Flower and Jazz Festival. We had kids coming in making free Mother's Day cards on this past Saturday. We also set up all these T-shirts because we started going into all of our storage and realized we've got a lot of T-shirts left over from our past Capture the Flag events and our past hackathons, mostly Capture the Flag events though. And the reason for that is varied. Sometimes it's because shipments get sent back to us when we try to send them to like the Dominican Republic and stuff like, and places like that, and customs, they get hung up and they get sent back. So unfortunately, we have this overstock, and we are trying to do some sort of fundraiser with it, where basically if you want to buy a t-shirt, it's like $3, and then maybe do 5 for $5, that kind of thing, just to kind of get rid of them all. And then that's sort of a suggested donation. So if you don't have $3 or $5 and you still want a t-shirt, just talk to me. I'm sure we can make something work. And then we're also considering how we might be able to turn them all into quilts or something and auction those off. But anyway, so this is sort of a fundraiser right now for Magic, is to get rid of all these t-shirts. So please feel free to peruse our retail selection here. And then in terms of other Magic events, our next event is Good Game on Main. Tina, thank you for sporting the Good Game t-shirt, Good Game Fest, which is going to be in November. But throughout the summer, the last Friday of every month is Good Game on Main, where we open up this office. We have 3 flat screens here throughout the office, and we have 3 Nintendo Switches, and we buy pizza and snacks and drinks for kids, and so families come in, and they just sit here for like 3 hours and play Super Smash Bros. And whatever else. So that's the last Friday of every month. So the next one is Friday, May 26th.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, next Friday, right. So just mark your calendars for the last Friday of every month if you have any interest in coming out and playing games with our community. And then we are planning a Pokemon Go trash pickup day for July 15th.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. See, I'm reversing my brain health issues. I drink dandelion. I told you that dandelion coffee. Anyway, so I'll have to try the mushroom coffee next. So yes, that's July 15th, and we are doing that in partnership with the City of Westminster and a group called The Collective, which hosts Pokemon Go meetups throughout Westminster and Carroll County. And little known fact, Westminster has the largest Pokemon Go community in the state of Maryland with over 1,600 members. So more active than Baltimore and Annapolis and wherever else. So it's an asset, and we're really proud to be able to host the community here to go around and play Pokemon Go while also picking up trash and beautifying the community. Those are all the Magic updates I have. Does anybody else have a last minute update they want to share? Otherwise, Evan Davis Media, do you want to come up?
It's just more as like an announcement.
Okay, announcement.
Not yet, I guess not. Anyway, I'm looking for a new logo. I want to redesign. My logo sucks right now. It's not like, I don't really want a logo though. I'm looking to partner with more like an artist. I want like a very cartoony, goofy, little fun little character. So if you know anyone that does stuff like that, not your typical logo, I would love to talk to them. Thank you.
Okay.
I do.
Your name.
All right, yeah. Please see Evan Davis if you know an artist, an illustrator who can do a fun,
Goofy cartoony guy.
cartoony logo.
That's
a fun
Nice
guy.
illustration.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Japan.
I think I know a couple people. Yeah,
Graham,
Laura.
what was the time of the Main Street thing the last Friday?
Oh, 6 to 9
6
p.m.
to 9.
Yeah, Fridays, 6 to 9 p.m. Thank you for asking. Last Friday of every month. All right, Tina, do you want to come up and send us out?
We are 1 Million Cups Westminster. We are an entrepreneurial community. Grateful that we're here because of the magic of Graham Dodge and bringing the Kauffman Foundation to us here in Westminster. Also grateful for the American Ice Cafe for the Go-Go Juice and Jeannie Bird for the sweet treats. Thank you to our presenter. It's great to meet you. Sometimes we have 1 presenter, sometimes we have 2, and next time it could be you. Especially if you're going after the Biz Challenge. Go to 1millioncups.com/Westminster. Click Apply to Present. This is a great opportunity for you to practice your pitch, practice speaking in front of everybody. Just like going for the Biz Challenge helps you think through what you're trying to convey, this will give you practice conveying it. So hopefully we will see a lot more of our friends in the next month or 2 lead up to the Biz Challenge here at 1 Million Cups. Have a great week.